Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make drip for your cakes. I make a runny ganache for my cakes, which I use 1:1 ratio of cream to chocolate. Nice and easy to make, and I leave it to settle on the side for a bit before adding it to my cake. This makes it the perfect pouring consistency. You can color it if you like. Just use a little bit of sugar flare or any paste colors just to add to your ganache when it's melted. And then you're ready to pour. I'm making ganache drip for an 8-inch round cake here. So I've got 80 grams of chocolate melted with 80 mils of double cream. Now to thicken this up a little bit, I use sugar flare white extra paste. I just add this directly in as soon as it's melted, and you will see as I've added some in, it actually thickens up the ganache a little bit and helps it to become more of a pouring consistency. So I would probably say it's probably about 1/4 teaspoon that I've used altogether in 80 grams of chocolate. Just scrape it off, and then you're going to mix this into your recently melted chocolate while it's still warm. And obviously just make sure that there's no lumps in your ganache when you've melted it. You can see it lightens the color a little bit, but it also just makes it that little bit thicker. But you are still going to set this aside so that it becomes a perfect pouring consistency. Gently stir it all in and make sure all the white is mixed in nicely into your ganache. And you're going to set this aside now so that it can start firming up. So this is your ganache after half an hour. Now pop your cake in the fridge for an hour while you set the ganache aside for another hour to settle a little bit more. You can see how much it's thickened just in half an hour. Get out any air bubbles out and just make sure it's nice and smooth and set aside once again, ready to firm up just that little bit more. Now this is your ganache after another hour. So this has been an hour and a half since you've made it. You can see how much thicker it is here. This is the kind of consistency I like to use on my cake, so it does pour. I always start in the middle at the top of my cake, go all the way around the top and leave a little gap at the edge before I bring my piping bag and just squeeze a little bit over the edges. It will continue to pour for a while, but it does help having a cold cake to do this. It helps it start setting that little bit faster and stop running too much onto your board. So all my drip cakes are covered in sugar paste first. I don't use just buttercream on my cakes. I prefer to finish in sugar paste, and I add the drip over the sugar paste. For this cake design, my customer did want a little bit of buttercream around the base of the cake and around the top of the cake, and she wanted pretty and pink and girly. So I've used a Wilton 2D piping tip here to pipe some pink frosting all around the bottom of the cake. And here's my finished cake. I've added some sprinkles, meringues, and meringue pops. I'll share the recipe for the meringues below. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.